In this video, I'm going to be attempting to open an Assa Desmo Mini Padlock. Assa Desmo locks are used in the gambling industry, vending machines, payphones. I've also seen them in high security handcuffs. I've been wanting to get a pair of the handcuffs, but they're fairly expensive, so for now I'll just be picking this lock. The padlock is in 8-slider Desmo. The Desmo also comes in a 6-slider version. You might be able to see some of the sliders inside the keyway. The keyway is fairly open. The key has different bitting on either side of the key. And then the lock is currently locked. It's a key retaining lock. I'll unlock it. And then let me put this in a vise, and then I'll show you some tools I'll be using to help me open this lock. Alright, so the special tool I'll be using, it's not needed, but I find it helpful when picking these type of locks. It's a fiber optic light. It's homemade. It's just a piece of Easy Craft silicone placed over my camera's flashlight, and then I pushed a 1mm fiber optic cable through the silicone, and it's very helpful in illuminating keyways. And then for picks, I'll be using a modified Goso pick to pick the sliders. And then for tensioning, I'm just going to use a normal 32 thousandths pry bar. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to turn on the light for the keyway. You'll see that the tip of the cable is illuminated. I'll put this in the top of the keyway. And then I'll put the tension wrench underneath. Then I'm going to push all the sliders down to their lowest position with a broken pick. Okay. Alright, because I'm tensioning clockwise, the sliders on the right are going to bind first. So I'm likely going to pick the entire right side, and then I'll work on the left side. Alright, slider 1 is loose. Slider 2's been raised. Okay, we got a little bit of rotation raising slider 3. And then the way you can tell if a slider's in its true gate is if it has a little bit of wiggle to it. That's because the true gate's a little larger than the false gate, so it should wiggle a little bit when it's set. And it's wiggling within its gate. Alright, slider 4 is binding, so I'm going to raise slider 4, but I'm going to have to release tension. It's a little bit difficult working around the camera, but I think slider 4 is set, so that should just leave slider 1. It's binding, I'm going to have to release tension again. Okay, we got a little bit more rotation, so I think all the sliders on the right have been set. And then I'm going to work on the left side. Okay, slider 1 is loose. Slider 2 is binding. Okay, slider 2 has been raised to a gate. Slider 3 is binding. Slider 3 is in a gate. I'm not sure if it's in its true gate. Okay, slider 4. Slider 4, I raised it to a gate, but it's still binding, so I'm going to raise it another gate higher. and that opened us up. Alright, you'll see that the lock's locked, or unlocked, and then now I'll pull it out. Alright, so that was the Assa Desmo Mini Padlock. If you have any suggestions on locks you'd like to see picked, let me know in the comments section, and have a good night.